What's up, YouTube? I was sitting here thinking about MGTOW and uh, the the lifestyle of a MGTOW and how I'm bothered by the fact that although things have changed and people have noticed MGTOW is not a good position. It's not actually a meaningful position. So what I mean by that is I think that MGTOW is akin to most notably nihilism. And while nihilism has its purposes, as does MGTOW, I'm bothered by the fact that it's shooting your load into a ditch. And don't get me wrong, I prefer the backside of a woman, but the unfortunate reality is that it doesn't go anywhere, and that's disconcerting, because MGTOW is filled with ready men. I think that's the best way to put this, is that the readiness of MGTOW men is incredible. These are men who have been proactive in their choice to be inactive, and in a decentralized yet unified way. It's amazing. It's an amazing phenomenon. But now I see it's static. Now I see that it just appears these are ghosts. In most cases, we're staring at a collective of men, a collective of individuals, who are faced with a world that is unchanging in a meaningful way. And so we march on, continuing to be MGTOW. And while I see this as a great victory in and of itself, I have the sense that it's not enough. So here's what I mean. While there is a change in a man's behavior when he goes MGTOW, that change, I don't have a sense is the most meaningful, because it merely puts us in a state of readiness. And it's great. I mean, so we're spreading this phenomena of readiness. I find that awesome. But again, let me get to what I see wrong with it. It's not going anywhere. And so what I mean, it's a state of mind. And throughout my successful life, I found that there are two ingredients to success. The first one is a state of mind, and the second one is action. Now, if you have a plan, you need those two things. if it's ever going to work. We have the state of mind. And it's not going anywhere. The red pill is a permanent fixture once it's put into your mind. But there's no plan. And if there is a plan, there's no action. Now, most MGTOW are content to live out the rest of their days, being MGTOW, probably monk, and that's it. I just don't think it's very ambitious. So, what I mean by all this is that individuals all turning to this state of mind, I don't feel is quite all we need. I just get a sense that we'd have a more fulfilling, greater experience in a community. Or not even a community, but just with a project. So I suppose that this video would really be about asking the question, what project would you give MGTOW? We have an army of men who are ready and listening, who want change, or at least have changed their lives around. But I think that you'd be lying to yourself if you said, once upon a time you didn't have an idea of what you wanted out of life that turned out to be the blue pill. Again, I just get a sense that MGTOW and nihilism have a lot in common. And I don't want to seem hypocritical because, I mean, I don't really have, you know, a great thing in mind too much. But I do get this sense of MGTOW could be even cooler than it already is. The red pill could be something more. MGTOW could become something even greater. I see a world that has MGTOWs working together, working with each other. Not just philosophically circle jerking about the red pill. And well, that's awesome, and I love to do that. I just see that there's maybe something even greater. I don't want to seem delusional, like or like a dreamer or something. But because I'm not, I've given up hope. um, I just mean there's something there is some things to be done. There can be things done working with other MGTOW. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I don't know, like meetups. Meetups are, I mean, the MGTOW idea is really cool. I really just think there's some way to turn MGTOW even greater, and I don't know, maybe you have some kind of idea. Or someone out there has an idea. And I just watched this guy talk about how he thinks that MGTOW should become a movement, or MGTOW is a movement and it needs leaders, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I think I like where his head is at, but we don't need leaders. What we need is a project, and we don't need to be centralized. But it would be great to have what do you call it? A base, an underground lair, a command station, but not in order to control other MGTOW, but rather to generate wealth, success, spiritual growth, better and more deeper, enriching life experience, and spiritual experience, and ultimately to subvert and overturn the world, so that understanding and consciousness may achieve its greatest level. I just see that, to me, MGTOW is, it should be a beginning. It's a beginning. It's not the end. This isn't the end. This is a pit stop. It's baseline. That's what I see MGTOW as. MGTOW is basic, and the blue pill is sub-basic, but basic isn't optimal. You know what I'm saying? It's like MGTOW is a state of mind or an understanding. It's an education, but it's not the territory. There we go. There it is. It's a map, but it's not the territory, and it's not constructive. There is my point. MGTOW is not constructive. MGTOW is exclusively destructive. And that's great, because the world needs destruction desperately. But destruction with no mind for construction is nihilism. That is what nihilism is, and that is why they look similar. In a world where you only destroy and create nothing, well, you can imagine where that takes you. Where that takes the world. Where that takes everything that you care about. So, when I look at MGTOW, I see good. But I don't see great. So, I suppose that the point of this video would be, where should we go with MGTOW? What should we do? Yeah, we're all enlightened. We've all taken the red pill. We're consistently consuming MGTOW content on a regular basis. But what do we do with it? I don't think that all of us, some of us are completely content with what they call orange spiral dynamic. Personal success, building your empire, blah blah blah. But I find that mundane. And I think there are plenty of MGTOW who find that mundane just as well. So, what do we construct? How do we do it? Oh, I would appreciate an answer. But I don't expect one. If you asked me, I would just say that making contact in some way with other MGTOW might be a great feat. Making connections and doing something out of the ordinary. I think that's my primary idea here. Because MGTOW is a product of a bad system. So, perhaps it's the case that we need to take action to create a better system. And if that's true, it necessarily entails that MGTOW work together. I hope this video can help you.